Hello, my friends, and welcome back.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip by Fat Doctor UK in which she says that losing weight is dangerous. She's also going to be saying a bunch of other really crazy stuff. To help me examine these videos, I'm going to be joined today by a very special guest. How's it going there, Lydia, from the Body Honesty Project?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. Before we proceed, please click like and subscribe so that I may apply comb to mustache.
Doctors should never be prescribing weight loss to anyone, ever, at any point in time.
Okay, what do you think of that?
I think if weight loss can save someone's life or improve their quality of life, yes. And what are doctors supposed to do? Just prescribe the lifestyle changes instead of just prescribing weight loss?
I think they should be prescribing obesity, is the Fat Doctor's point here.
And here's why. When we recommend any procedure, treatment, medication, or whatever, we need to be thinking about the pros and the cons, the benefits and the risks. So what are the benefits of intentional weight loss? Well, the main one is you become thinner.
Okay. The ability to breathe or walk isn't also a benefit? Because some people can't do either.
Yeah, having less joint pain, having lower risk of diabetes. Yeah, being able to breathe, being able to not fear of dying in your sleep. There's a lot of pros of losing weight.
The bizarre part about a lot of the things that they say is that we can observe clearly the struggles that obese people have, right? It's not like, well, you know, he might actually be doing just fine. Like when you see a dude who's 1,000 pounds laying in a bed and he can't breathe or leave the bed and he's in constant agony. I don't need to refer to the studies to know that he's not having a good time.
Well, even if you look at someone like Tammy Slayton, can you not tell me that she's enjoying a better quality of life now? She can walk.
Yeah, and she's no longer storing fat in her forehead, which is beneficial, you know?
Yes.
Once that fat got out of her forehead, she probably was very, very happy. That would be the turning point in my life.
Yes.
Temporarily, mind you, because up to 98% of people will regain all of the weight that they lost within 5 years.
Up to 98% of people will regain all the weight that they lost in 5 years. What do you think of that, Lydia, from the Body Honesty Project? Tell me right now.
I don't think that that's an accurate statistic because a lot of people lose weight and it's not logged anywhere, right? I've lost weight before. I'm not part of any study.
98%? 98%. Dude, where are you getting this from? This is crazy. So that would mean what? Like 98% of the population would be obese? Or no, just those that have tried and then they failed. And the rest that are not obese are just that God just made them that way. I guess. They just got a good hand dealt to them in life, apparently.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. You're lucky that you're thin.
Lucky? Motherfucker. You should see all the cake that I don't eat. Okay? Yes. Tell me it's luck.
You should see all the exercise that I do.
Right? Yeah, tell me it's luck, man. When I'm down in the basement sweating, do each rep, fuck you, Fat Sapphic, bro. Fuck you, Hannah. You know, I'm down there killing myself just to look good. And it's luck. Stop it.
But I get it worse because of Asian, right? They think, oh, you're naturally thin because you're Asian. I'm like,
really? They're bringing a racist element into it for you?
Yeah.
I never even thought of that part, but I bet you get it all the time. They're like, oh, you're just Asian. That's why you're thin. Us white folks, we're just fat. That's just how we're built, man. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
2/3 of them actually will gain back more than they lost in the first place.
Once again, these statistics, you're pulling right out of your rear end. Up to 2/3 of people who try to lose weight will gain back more than they weighed to begin with. What do you think?
Well, I would like for her to address why. Because we don't just gain weight magically. Like, you have to eat a lot to gain the weight back. It doesn't just like, oh, and more. Like,
yeah, isn't there more to the story? If up to 2/3 of people who try to lose weight gain it back, they were clearly doing something that was not sustainable, probably one of those fad diets. And that's probably why they think that dieting is stupid and it doesn't work, just because they were ignorant of what a proper diet is.
Well, I think that they all think that a diet is 1,200 calories.
Yeah, or it's just rice cakes and
Mhm.
lettuce.
Yes.
Stupid crap
That's
like that. It's
not-
not that at all, dude.
That's not true. I had bacon and eggs for breakfast.
Oh yeah, dude. I eat the hell out of some meat. I just rendered down a bunch of beef fat into tallow, and I'm going to use it in place of vegetable oil and butter in dishes and stuff. So that'll be cool. I go to the butcher and I get a ribeye roast, and I have them cut it into steaks. It's cheaper if you buy the whole thing, but they usually have a ton of fat that they cut off and they do whatever the hell they do with it. So I've been telling them to give it to me, and then I'm going to use it. I'm going to use that tallow. It's going to be delicious. You can make candles and soap with it too. We're going to get freaking Old House on the Prairie up in this bitch.
There are some possible temporary health benefits, but none of them are long lasting.
What? What are you talking about? Bro, diabetes, losing the diabetes is a temporary health benefit. You'll get it back. It'll creep back up on you, I'm sure, right?
Because you put the weight back on, like temporarily. Like, it's not like.
What do you mean the benefits are temporary? Like, say you lost the weight and the diabetes went away for a little bit and then it just came back without the weight.
Yes.
It creeps up on you, dude. A lot of people don't know that. Diabetes will creep on you like that.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years later, you'll just be sitting here and be like, oh, diabetic coma.
Whenever they say that those things, like it'll come back or you'll gain the weight back because you stopped doing the thing you were doing. Like, it didn't magically happen. You were doing something and it was working. Then you stopped. I always equate it to someone like taking a medication, right? They're taking a pill and they're feeling better and they're doing good. Then they stop taking the pill. Then they feel like, well, you stopped doing the thing that was making you feel good. That's why you feel like.
Yeah, a lot of people think that there's an end goal to weight loss. So I dieted and I got thin. Then I was thin, so I didn't have to diet anymore. I started eating garbage again. Then I gained the weight back because diets don't work. Like, bro, you thought that there was an end goal here. There's no end goal. The end goal is we give up on living as a processed carb and sugar junkie and just eat regular food and live a regular life, and we don't obsess about this stupid crap anymore. That's the end goal here.
Yeah.
We don't like get down to our goal weight and like, you know what? That McDonald's that I haven't been eating for the past several months is looking pretty good. Like, yeah. Don't do that.
I find when I look at McDonald's now, it's like sometimes it looks good, and then if I eat it, I'm like,
I haven't eaten fast food since 2015. I would starve to death before I ate it because there's some really questionable shit in there. No, I would starve, dude. I'll eat bugs before I eat that shit. You know that the Fat Doctor UK, this person tried to lose weight back in the day and they failed. And now this is what they're doing. Kiana Doherty made a whole video about it. Here's a link. But yeah, have you seen that video that Kiana Doherty made about the Fat Doctor trying to lose weight, failing, and then now she's on about this nonsense, dude?
Yeah. Same thing with the Jock Scientist. She did the same thing. She had
Really?
a whole weight loss. Yeah, Jock
That's
Scientist.
her origin story too? Oh, man.
Her origin story is, and she did a talk show circuit talking about her weight loss.
No shit.
Yeah.
And then she started failing or whatever, and then she started doing all this stuff. Oh my goodness, man.
That's her origin story too.
We have a lot of villain origin stories. I wonder what Fat Sapphic Bro's origin story is. I know I keep going back to that person, but they're just so fascinating.
Yeah.
They're like a freaking enigma, dude.
I
I would
Splotch
love to
Baker
go out
fascinating.
for tea with Fat Sapphic Bro, and I would film it, and I would call it An Afternoon with Fat Sapphic Bro. I would take like half a sheet of acid and go hang out with
Last year, until recently, I lived in the same city as Marissa Matthews. And I kept on wondering if I was going to see her in public. And sometimes she'd do videos and I'm like, I was there at the same time, but I didn't see her. And I'm like, if I ever saw her in the streets, I was going to try to get a video.
Oh, dude, that is hilarious. You see her out there doing her weird little interpretive dance video and shit. The bitterness coming off of this person is measurable.
For example, you may be able to get your diabetes into remission for 12 months, 18 months, but no longer than that.
So what I'm getting from this is that you got your diabetes into remission for 12 to 18 months, and then it came back. Like, everything that they're saying is stuff that happened to them. They're like, you'll be able to lose weight and then you'll gain it back because that's what happened to me. Like, you'll get your diabetes under control, but then it'll come back because that's what happened to me. Like, they're only viewing the world through their own lens and they can't see beyond their own nose.
But if you change your life and you stick to that lifestyle for the rest of your life, it's not going to just come back and sneak attack you. Like, if you lose the weight and start living a healthy life, it's not like the diabetes will go, whoa, gotcha.
Diabetes is waiting around the corner, going to pounce on you as it walks by. I don't think so. Like your house cat.
Vast majority of people. In fact, most of the data out there, focuses A, on the short-term benefits, and B, more on health risks rather than health outcomes.
It focuses on the short-term benefits instead of the long-term benefits. What do you mean by that?
She said risks versus outcomes. So we're not supposed to do preventative medicine.
We're supposed to wait until you're already needing medical care and then inject you with insulin. We're not supposed to stop that from getting to that point.
Right.
And by that, I mean, they'll focus on your blood pressure or your A1C or your cholesterol rather than focusing on, say, heart attacks or strokes or cancer.
So you want your doctor to ignore. You're fine, but treat just the heart attack. Do you not think that someone who has a heart attack is going to ask, like, what could we have done so this didn't happen?
Don't tell me to lose weight to better my health, but do help me when I have a heart attack because of the weight. It's because of the weight, mind you. Okay, let's be very clear about that. Help me for that because of the things that I did, but don't tell me to stop doing the things that I did that led to the heart attack. Okay. Oh man, this is so many mental gymnastics. I'm getting tired. All right, my limbs are tired and I'm just sitting here.
Like, I think people would be suing their doctors if they only were that's what ER is for. Like, that's not what your doctor's for. That's what the emergency room is for.
Yeah, ER is where you go when it's already too late. What about preventative medicine? Dude, she says so many ridiculous things. It's hard to even find a point where to pause. Like, we're pausing every 3 seconds, which is fine because, like I said, I can't pay attention for longer than that, man. I'm old.
But what about the risks? Well, there are lots of them. First of all, there are the physical risks. People who diet suffer from malabsorption.
If they're eating an improper diet, sure. I would argue that people that are obese also suffer from malabsorption because while they are ingesting a large amount of calories, there is no nutrition in them, a point that I've been driving home a lot lately.
Yes, though, many of them are malnourished, incredibly malnourished, and you can see the signs of it in their like hair and skin.
And some of them have the dark thing under the eye, and that's not always the case. Some people just get that for whatever reason, but sometimes it's a sign of malnutrition.
Or a ring around the neck as well. Darkness here.
A ring around the neck? I never heard of that one. That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, Alan says that, at least. Like, some darkness in there means like pre-diabetes.
Oh, did not know that. The old neck ring.
Poor energy levels, and when taken to extreme levels.
Poor energy levels, malabsorption from losing weight. You're literally describing all the stuff that happens when you're obese. What kind of energy levels do you have now? I will race you right now, Fat Dr. UK. Let's race. I will race any of you right now, bro.
They can become dehydrated. They can even cause damage to their heart, their kidneys, and various other internal organs. Then there's the psychological damage, the low mood, low self-worth.
What do you think about that?
Well, I find it interesting that she is willing to talk about losing the risks of losing weight as a fait accompli, but the risk associated with obesity should be ignored until it's an actual condition.
Right. She's like, you need to worry about the warning signs of thinness, but not obesity.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, it's like, we need to be concerned that you might feel sad, but we don't need to be concerned about your weight until you have a heart attack.
Yeah, right. As if also being obese is not going to lead to you being sad. When we spare everybody's feelings, we hurt reality, which is what everybody's doing now. They're like avoiding their triggers and this and that, which is bad for your brain. Yeah. It's bad for your mental state. It's bad for everything. You need to confront your issues and get over them.
Well, when I started YouTube, like, I thought we had to do it. I thought it was kind of like a rule because I looked at everyone else's channel. I'm like, okay, I'll do this. And then over time, I started to change my trigger warnings and I just dropped them all together. I'm like, yeah, deal with your own triggers.
Oh, you used to do the trigger warning thing in the beginning?
Yeah, because I thought we had to. Because when I started the channel, like, everyone had the screen.
Everybody else is too inclusive and stuff, so I decided to be not inclusive at all. I don't. I'm just like, hey, everybody, let's watch this stupid thing. You know, if it offends you, I'm sorry. There was one where I kind of did a trigger warning where that dude was doing some weird S&M type of role play on a Sunday video. This alpha male.
Yeah, right.
Dom sub thing. I don't know, but that's because there was some weird ass where he's like pulling the camera towards him and being all, I don't know.
Increased rates of anxiety, depression, and even suicide.
Yep. All those people trying to lose weight that just end up canceling themselves. They just couldn't handle the pain of weight loss, so they ended themselves.
Yeah, but what are all the people that are suffering in obese bodies feeling like right now?
Poor cognition, inability to concentrate, poorer memory.
What? Dude, what is what are you talking about? You know, it's actually bad for your body to constantly be ingesting food. You're not designed to just be eating all the time. In nature, you would be lucky to have one meal a day. Your body is not, your blood is not supposed to always be in your stomach digesting stuff. It's supposed to be up here in your brain so you can think straight.
Inability to do basic, simple tasks that were once quite easy for you. And that's just in the short term.
Okay. I've never experienced any of these symptoms when I lost weight. That's weird.
I think what's funny is like she's talking about simple tasks that were once easy for you that you stop being able to do, but doesn't that happen when you gain weight? Like
right, like climbing stairs,
tying shoes,
breathing without the assistance of a machine,
sitting
CPAP
and
machines
standing.
and oxygen tubes and stuff. Yeah, there's always like a thick layer of irony on top of everything. Like everything that everybody says is exactly opposite. Like you had a 50-50 chance of getting this right and you got it exactly wrong.
Someone did a video showing one of those fat conferences with like the seat that would help fat people get up.
They have a special seat for that? Oh, man.
Like imagine a pump. Like you sit on it and then you squeeze it and it like
it shoves you up off the seat and there's not a problem. This isn't a problem. You can't move your own body around with your own legs.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been saying for years, I've been over here using my own legs like a sucker. I need to get a mobility scooter, dude. Like that episode of The Simpsons.
That's The Simpsons. Yeah, I got that.
I've been over here using my own lungs like a sucker, dude. Give me an iron lung.
But you know what's funny is that episode with Homer getting fat, or no, it wasn't that one, but the one where he got too obese, it was 300 pounds. That's like obese skinny. That's a small fat.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, like only that long ago, dude. That wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. I'm not that goddamn old.
Hey!
It wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things, and 300 pounds was considered like freaking ridiculous. Like you were straight up disabled, homie. Like you can't even get off the couch now. He had a stick and he would try to get everything with the stick. He had that little bird thing that would push whatever key on the keyboard. It was a great episode. And then the kids were making fun of him out the window and he's like, "I'll get you kids." And he's trying to get off the couch.
Yeah. And that was 300.
Oh, well, dude, was that a small fat? He ain't even is that a mid fat? I don't know. He ain't even up to the infinifat or even close.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. We have gone off the rails so far as a society. Fat acceptance spectrum or whatever the hell.
I bet you that episode gets blocked or canceled.
If we allow it to, okay? We can't allow things to get that bad, dude. We have to stop this thing in its tracks.
What about the risk of eating? The more you diet and the more extreme your dieting techniques, the higher the risk of you developing an eating.
I don't think there's any risk of developing problematic eating if you decide to diet and exercise. If you get caught up in whatever sort of restrictive mentality and whatnot, that's something else entirely that has nothing to do with the proper diet and exercise.
I question what sort of patterns with eating do they have now? It's like, oh, you might develop unhealthy patterns. What do you have?
That's a good point. They're like,
do you have?
All right, I might develop an unhealthy relationship with food. I don't currently have that. You know, that would be a real shame if I were to develop an unhealthy. Oh, like, dude. And they know that. That's the messed up part is that everybody's a liar. Everybody knows what they do behind closed doors, how they eat, how they exercise, the kind of crazy stuff that they do that led to them being that way. And they're lying about it. They know what they did, and they're lying.
And that's exactly why at the beginning when she said doctors shouldn't prescribe weight loss, like they have to actually prescribe weight loss. They have to, because people lie. Because if a doctor prescribes, avoid these foods, go outside and exercise, eat this, don't do this. If they prescribe a lifestyle plan that does not say weight loss, people will not follow it and come into the office and lie.
You need a way to measure these things, like a
Exactly.
like, we'll see right now if you really did what I said. Step on that scale.
So they have to. They have no choice because how else are they going to know?
Yeah, human beings, dude. We like to lie. We like to make things better and skirt around the issue to make ourselves feel better. So we need to be held accountable with technology, such as scales and other stuff like that.
Measuring
tape. You know, the tape doesn't lie. The scale doesn't lie.
particularly bad if you're a person with a bigger body, because that's also far less likely to get diagnosed and far less likely to get treated properly.
Okay, so I think they're saying that if you're in a bigger body and you have some sort of restrictive trouble around food, that you're less likely to get diagnosed if you're in a bigger body, I think is what they're saying. More of the like larger people claiming to have a restrictive something or other.
Yeah, well, I think that they will get diagnosed with something, but they're going to get diagnosed with something that they have that they are in denial of, and they're going to claim that they have the other one.
They want the one where everybody says that you need to eat more, right?
Yes.
So everybody, you get a round of applause every time you take a bite of something.
But by doing this, they add so much more stigma to fat people. Like, you're adding stigma to it, and the people that actually are suffering with the I eat too much problem, they're not able to come forward. They can't find the right help because they're like, well, I'm not even being obese right, because apparently to be obese, you have to not eat enough. Like, I think it's really with real obese people.
It is messing with people. Less people will be likely to acknowledge that they have the overconsumptive problem with food and think that they have a restrictive one. Like, nobody else that's obese has the overconsumptive thing. I guess I don't, even though I overconsume all the time and feel bad about it and go through all these periods, you know, like.
Then there's weight cycling or weight fluctuations, which have been shown over and over again to be detrimental.
I disagree. I think weight cycling is the natural cycle. In nature, food scarcity is the norm. There will be periods where you can eat, and you will store the excess that you ate as adipose tissue so that you can eat it in times where you have nothing to eat. It's literally how the body is designed. So weight cycling is just called nature.
Well, I always question if they think that doing this, going up and down, is bad and it's better to be steady, maybe. But they're not steady. They're all gaining.
Yeah, they're looking like some good stock chart. Like, they're always in an upward trajectory. I wish my views were the same as freaking trajectory, dude. I'd be in good shape.
They always combat like weight loss as if they are maintaining. They're not maintaining. None of them are maintaining. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail that I made for my last video, but I did 2 faces of Splotchmaker, and they're like pictures of her 8-9 months apart.
Is there a huge difference there? I bet she specifically does not scroll down that far on her TikTok feed or whatever. She's like, don't scroll down past that.
It's shocking.
That's a damn good point, though. The point that they always bring up, that the weight cycling is bad, like, but they're not maintaining either, dude. They're always in an upward trajectory, which means that they're always increasing the amount that they eat, because processed carbs and sugar and all these chemicals are very addictive, and they'll make you crave them even when your stomach is ridiculous size. It's like your brain's like, keep going, son, keep going. Like, there's your proof right there. Like, this ain't normal food, dude.
You have to break the addiction in order to eat healthy. Like, they are completely addicted. They don't want to admit that sugar and carbs, it's a drug.
It's one of the hardest drugs to quit, because we need food to eat, but we don't need processed carbs and sugar. I mean, we need food to live, but we don't need processed carbs and sugar to live. So we just need to change our diet. Like, a lot of people are like, it's really hard to lose weight because you need to eat food, but you're just eating the wrong
Up your protein. Up the protein. And like I said, I had bacon and eggs for breakfast. Like, up the protein.
People in the long term. Then there's weight stigma, which has been shown to be particularly detrimental to our health.
Okay, this is a point that I hate so much. The point that the way that people treat you is worse for you than the obesity itself. It's not the obesity that's hurting me, it's the stigma of people saying certain words to me, as if sticks and stones may break our bones, but words do hurt us now, apparently. Like, this is a bunch of silliness.
Yeah, the stigma, I agree that a lot of people do get bullied, but what's killing you is the fat in your arteries.
Words that people said to you is not hurting you more than the obesity, my friend. The words that I said to you are not causing you to need a CPAP machine. Okay,
Yes.
Let's be real. Like, he said words that was so mean to me that I need to get an insulin shot immediately.
Yeah.
My pancreas is working and I need some insulin because this dude was a dickhead. Like,
When you see like hardcore evidence, like fat around a heart, an artery completely clogged, x-rays of joints that are busted because there's too much weight on them. Like, what more proof do you need?
Yeah, it's just straight up the mechanics of the body and how it works, dude. That's a hilarious take, though. Like, the words hurt me. They're just trying to censor everybody for everything lately. Like, the words are killing me, man. Nobody's allowed to say anything about anything. Everything is some kind of phobia or some kind of ist. It's really just, it's clear as day to me. It's just censorship in the works. Don't fall for it. Don't let these morons censor you because everybody's all up in their feelings lately. It's a scam, dude.
So to sum up, very few benefits, most of them temporary, and multiple risks, most of them long term. You don't need to be a genius to figure out why I am strongly against doctors recommending weight loss.
I don't need to be a genius to see why you're so bitter about weight loss, given your history.
I think she has the long term and the short term mixed up.
Yeah, I think she might, might be a little bit confused on that.
There are short term benefits to weight loss, but long term risks. I think that when we lose weight, we have, and we can keep it off, we have extended our life and we have the long term looks better. The long term looks like if you stay fat.
Yeah, the short-term risks are that you were craving some food that you didn't eat, but the long-term benefit is that you're healthy now. Like, yeah, she does have it backwards. They always do, don't they?
Yeah.
They're living in bizarro world, dude. Everything is backwards over there.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay, I guess it's so then. All right, good enough for me.
Okay.
Buts.
That's...
What the hell? And then she says butts and starts laughing maniacally. What the hell? Oh, fat doctor, you're all right. That was funny. So she concludes the clip by saying no ifs, ands, or buts, and then starts laughing at the word butts. I respect that. I can respect that. For once, you said something that makes sense.
Yeah, that was a cute ending.
I didn't think that face was capable of going this way. Like, it's normally straight up an upside down mouth. The Keystone bitter beer face. I don't know if you remember those Keystone ads from back in the day for the beer. In conclusion, the Fat Doctor UK basically says that all the things that she couldn't achieve are just straight up not possible. If they were possible, she would have achieved them, of course, because she's the best. Duh. What are your closing thoughts, Lydia?
Well, I think that the Fat Doctor UK has the right information in the wrong order. Like, everything that she said is bad about weight loss is actually bad about being obese. And all the things that she said are long-term risks of losing weight are actually the long-term risks of staying obese. So whatever is good is she has bad, and whatever is bad she has good.
So we should do the opposite of everything that she said. Yes. Would you like some of the crack that she is smoking? Because it seems pretty good.
Well, I value my health, so I'll have to...
I don't normally smoke crack, but crack that good, you can't pass up. These are jokes, folks. Okay.
Well, I don't think I want to live in that world of delusion. I'd rather live in the real world.
Oh, I agree. And she must be on severe amounts of crack to be saying everything that she's saying. Everything, like you said, is exactly opposite of reality. You're throwing darts at a dartboard and you're hitting the wall. Okay, we're not even on the board. All right.
Right.
So thank you very much for coming on the show, Lydia, from the Body Honesty Project, and hopefully we can collaborate again sometime in the future.
I would love that. This was fun, and I hope to do it again.
Please click the like button. 1 like equals 1 mustache combing. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.